Kia ora, my name is Tracey Martin. I'm the Deputy Leader of New Zealand First, and I'm the education spokesperson from the cradle to the grave, because that's what education is, from the cradle to the grave. I am going to disagree in one way with the remarks of the opening speaker. There is a crisis looming in education, and actually it's the third term of the national government. And I mean that with all seriousness. So, from the New Zealand First perspective, because why you're here is you want to know, if we vote for you, what are you going to do to turn back where education is going down this pathway? And it has gone a very long way down what is predominantly just the 1990s pathway that Bill English and his mates started on, that they've wrapped up in different wrapping paper and are now serving up to the New Zealand public. They've got a better marketing team than they had in the 90s, but it's the same stuff. So, from the New Zealand First perspective, and what you're going to hear, I believe, when Denise rises to her feet, because I'm on the Education and Science Select Committee with the fantastic Catherine Dillahunty and the obviously intelligent Chris Hipkins, is that we have quite a reasonable amount of cross-party agreement here. So New Zealand First came out the moment charter schools started and said we will close them. We will certainly work with whangaruru's a joke. Whangarei, we've been up and seen the whangarei kura, and actually they need to be looked at from a special character perspective. Alwyn Pool can actually go and be a private school again. Vanguard Military School should be looked at as an alternative school, and there are some lessons in there that we can start to use if we appropriately resourced alternative schools and some of our activity centres. But they are the forgotten ones, actually, inside education at the moment. They're struggling along with some of our most vulnerable students, but they are nowhere inside the conversation. So charter schools will go, they will be incorporated in different ways, and they will come back under the state umbrella. National standards will go. New Zealand First believes that the progressions that are already inside the New Zealand curriculum are already a basis from which we can build. We already had assessments. We already knew, you already knew, the students that were struggling. The IES, the 359 million, needs to be shifted to the front end of this conversation, not at the top end of this conversation. So the 359 million would be shifted to the front end and support students in need who require it before they turn 15 and suddenly somebody gets all head up about it because they can't pass NCA level 1. So the IES under its current model needs to be taken, it's not taken back, it needs to be taken to you for a conversation. It was never taken to you in the first instance. I need to keep going because there's a lot gone wrong and there's a lot we have to come back on, people. There's a lot we have to come back on. But probably the biggest thing from the New Zealand First perspective, and I've left over there by the cookies, I have left some of our policy cards, and that has our website on it, and you need to have a look at our manifesto. But one of the biggest things that New Zealand First would like to do is to actually have a conversation about tomorrow's schools, not chuck the baby out with the bathwater, have a conversation about tomorrow's schools. Where are the parts that we need to improve? Let's establish what success looks like for Kiwi kids as Kiwi kids, not as American kids or Singaporean kids or wherever else that comes from. Success for Kiwi kids. And let's set a 30-year strategic vision in the same way that Finland did, and let's get the politicians to step back, shall we? Let's let the politicians step back, and when they need to be involved, it's around resourcing. That's what our job is. You're the specialists in education. You are the people that we should trust, and we need to, there's a big word, there's a word that has been crushed over the last 6 years, if not before that. So we need to come back to a situation of high trust, where our parents aren't constantly told that they need to doubt you. And that is the message that has been delivered. 2008, go and look at some tapes there and don't tell me that that's not what was said. They have been informed again and again and again to doubt you. You are there to try and stop their children from achieving. Somehow is the message that they have been given. We want to look at the reworking of the STA. The STA has actually become an enemy of schools. Boards of trustees were set up to be in partnership under the Tomorrow Schools model with our principals, our school leaders and our teachers. There is a difference between governance and management, and that line needs to be re-established. So from a New Zealand First perspective, we will look at compulsory training for boards of trustees. I'm a board of trustees, I'm the chairman of the Mahurangi College Board. These are decent, honourable, good people who want to participate in the education of their children who are being misinformed and undervalued. Now, if they were appropriately trained so that they could truly support and involve their community in a well-informed way, then tomorrow's schools would again be about collaboration, not competition. I've run out of time. Kia ora.